about getting you guys to register to vote, but at this point, it can mean anything you want. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. One after the other, every single one of the particles, one before the other, together, they make the hourglass, as in whole, as in complete, like hands, like clay in the hands of the potter, like words flowing from the abundance of the poet's tongue, like every single part of your body, like a nation built by its people. It needs every single one of the particles, one after the other, as in one before the other, to make it whole, to make it complete. Like men and women who fought the struggle that liberates us, the heroes and heroes of our time, make the beds that we lay in. They labor in fields that we harvest in, like these hands and these fingers to function. Your life would not be the same if I wasn't in it. A nation is built by its people, one after the other, one with the other, each doing the best they can to complete it. Imagine roots without trees, trees without branches or leaves. Imagine eyes without leads, leads without lashes. Imagine a poet without a pen, without ink or paper. Imagine a people without will to pick up the pieces and do whatever, as in sew them together, as in keep them together, or whatever makes life remain as is or get better. It is imperative that we understand our power and where it comes from, that we master the art of mapping what's important, to the very least to look into things, to look at things and understand what they stand for, to know that we are not built to function in isolation. See, we thrive in unison, that I am because you are, and you will become because I am. If one particle in the hourglass does not comply, it ceases to be. So don't be the reason the rest of us struggle to breathe. Don't be the distance between us and something better, or a place that we're familiar with. So the last piece, it's called Walk With Me. So I'm basically taking you through the corridors of my imagination. It's not easy walking the streets, in the shoes. It's not easy living and breathing at the same time. It makes no sense to think that this is all I'll ever be, that this moment sees the last of me, the last of my breath, that the air will never brush my skin the same way it just stood, that in the blink of an eye, my whole being is introduced to a new phase, possibly a decade, through the split of a second. It's difficult to understand how things just happen like that, how leaves fall from a tree like that, how the same tree can be fruit like that. See how there's something unfathomable about the coexistence of things and life. I mean, it's dark, then there's light. One moment the sun shines bright like that, and the next it turns cold and barely noticeable like that. The shifts are instant like that. I missed all this. I meant to write and rewrite my stories. I meant to strike a balance between who I really am and who you think I am. And then make peace with the fact that this is what I amount to, big or small, good or bad, purposeful or not. I'll have to make peace with the fact that this is what I amount to. See, walking the streets in these shoes is not easy. This is combat, juggling between life and life, surviving and living, standing out and fitting in, conforming and believing, growing up conservative and not so conservative societies, having to constantly close your eyes so you don't see things and shut down the windows to your brain so your spirit remains pure. See, because of this, half the time the world feels a little dark. It looks like a dark place, it gets cold and lonely down here. It's devastating. How I may or may not be on the right path, how I may be serving me and not the maker, because see, there's often an illusion birds from this fulfillment, this satisfactory deeds that make our hearts beat a little faster. There's things that make us feel like gods, like we got this and we can do it on our own. There's things happen just like that on the streets. It's very easy to get lost in the streets, to say yes when lights go out, to hide in plain sight and do God knows what. It's very easy to give in and do the easier thing or the most logical thing and be less trusting in things we can't physically see and connect with. It's very easy to shut down your spirit man completely and walk the streets blindly. See, it's not easy walking the streets in the shoes. It's not easy living and breathing at the same time. It makes no sense to think that this is all I'll ever be, that this moment sees the last of me, the last of my breath.
Here's another round of applause for Thando. I too have been asked to give you some poetry, and it's all an attempt to ensure that you are encouraged enough to go and register and vote. So the first piece goes like this. The trees are whispering. Do you hear that? The leaves say we as women are going to lift mankind. As we march, stand in queue, focused on the task at hand, there's a feeling of pride, honor, responsibility as you ready your hands to hold that pen and you write the letter X. The trees are whispering. The trees are whispering. We as women are in the front line of change only if you've taken the step to register. Only can you be proud, to be bold, to hold the future in your hands by registering to vote. The trees are whispering that your voice is heard by an X. Your desires are fulfilled by an X. The world you want is realized by an X. So let the trees whisper in your ear. They're telling you, register to vote. The trees are whispering. And the second piece about going out to vote is more abstract. So I do hope you can get the vibe. And this one is titled Shallow. We are out here being shallow, connecting with other shallow humans, hoping our shallowness together will somehow make us more real, more authentic, more true. But the truth is we are liars, we are cowards, and we are so fake. We have clothed ourselves with shallowness, adorned it with plastic smiles, fake laughs, befriended enemies, and slaying is the new real. We are scared. That's the truth. We are scared to look into the mirror and see our true reflections, and so we drown any piece of ourselves with liquid poison. We are terrified of having conversations with self and get to know you for you, so we allow our bodies to get lost in sexual conversations that don't require your heart, soul, mind to be present. We are out here being shallow. Afraid to be stuck alone at home with no zesa, because your mind comes alive wanting you to hear it, and that terrifies the hell out of you because you don't want to be caught having to deal with these demons you've suppressed for so long. We are out here being shallow. So you make food your best friend, that way the itis allows you to sleep, but the truth is, it's more work putting on a facade of being strong, when all you need to do is to let the walls inside of you crumble and you learn to be vulnerable. It's more work being happy all the time when deep inside nothing is giving you joy and tears are knocking at the windows of your soul trying to be free. We are out here being shallow, popping pills, slitting our wrists, filling our lungs with fire, immersing ourselves into our 9 to 5s, numbing the pain with sleep, doing anything and everything just so that we don't have to deal with what's inside, leaving you exhausted all the time. Girl, we are out here being shallow, yet we are dying inside, broken, so flawed, and we don't want to face the pain because it will mean removing the shallow layers and face the scars, the wounds. Be reminded of battles won, battles ongoing. Be reminded of your true self that may not fit into the status quo of this world. We are out here being shallow, fading away. We are out here being shallow, and all it takes is for us to go out there and register to vote. Thank you. So I really implore you to go out there and register to vote. It's so important. And one of the most important things, especially Tina, as Ihlala lapha Bulawayo, is the less we go and register to vote, the less the resources that come to our city. Because we have constituencies that need people to vote. And if we don't vote, we lose power, we lose representation, we lose so much. So if you have registered to vote, I say kudos to you. But if you haven't, please go and register and vote so that we vote in 2023. And encourage abanye bethu to go and vote. It's important that we take the power. We put into power the people that we believe in. And it's not about any political affiliation right now. It's just about you doing your duty as a citizen of this country. If you want change, we know what the saying is, be the change. So if you want change, go and register and vote. Before we close, I've got 2 more t-shirts to give away. And the questions are, where in Bulawayo do you go to register to vote? Yes. In Pomona? Can you give me the whole address? Would you know? The place to go and register to vote is 18, I hope I pronounced this correctly, 18 Radlanders Court, Windsor Park Building, 16th Avenue, Pomona in Bulawayo. So the last question is, what is the relationship between delimitation and voter registration? What is the relationship between delimitation and voter registration?
What I understand is that in order for a constituency to count as a constituent, it needs to have a particular number of people who have registered to vote. So if I think it was 19,000, I'm not sure, but if there are less people that have registered to vote than that number, then it won't count as a constituency. They're just going to mix that with another, the nearest constituency, and then you are going to lose out on resources that we're going to use for you guys specifically in that situation.
That's correct. So in short, basically what she's saying is if people don't register to vote, they risk losing their constituencies and risk losing out on access to resources that are meant to come to their constituencies. English, guys. English. But yes, well done.